This is something which is very important. I make sure that I keep time to really come and speak to all of you, especially when it comes to the aspect of aviation. And the host today is a very important one. It's important because we come at a time when there is a lot of fragmentation globally. And how do we bring the defragmentation is, there's only one way that does that, which is cooperation. And I'd always say cooperation is a commodity that we need to transact as trade. The more cooperative we are as a commodity, the more we bring countries and leaders together to really understand the aspects of cooperation. And when it comes to the General Civil Aviation Authority, and in collaboration with the Government Excellence Program, one of the cooperation that we are doing brings us as well under this kind of roof today, here at the World Government Summit. What Your Excellencies, your presence today is a very powerful testament for the world to our shared commitment of bringing the world together, that you guys came over to really seek that kind of mutual trust and partnership among you and across as well the regions that you operate from. Now, the most important aspect is that we need to strengthen the mutual aspect of multilateral aviation. And how do we do that? Through close cooperation with everybody. With the International Civil Aviation Organization and the work that we do today in the economic sector. One important aspect as aviation personnel that you are, the importance of aviation policy and the cooperation of it with economic policies. Human beings move across from city to city because there's tourism, there's economic prosperity, there's a conference maybe like this one. When we look at aviation policy, unfortunately things happen that we look at the aviation policy as a vertical by itself solo, not combined with other verticals of economic, tourism, healthcare, and others. Now, in the UAE, we did something which is very important. Over the last 5 decades, we built an infrastructure for logistics, infrastructure for tourism, infrastructure for aviation that you see today, and that's the most important aspect. A vibrant city will always support the aviation industry. You cannot have an aviation industry without a vibrant city that attracts people, and you cannot have a vibrant city without a strong aviation safety and security policies that goes hand in hand. Now, this is the kind of secret. There's no secret. The model that we work and operate is very simple. We need to work economic, tourism, aviation, collectively. That's why I'm the chairman of the Civil Aviation Authority in the UAE, but I'm still the Minister of Economy and Tourism, which is a very rare to see globally. But that's the kind of language I want to really push forward, is we cannot do it alone. And when we work on our economic and tourism policies, aviation is very important to look at as well. Because I see the tourism data. I crunch the tourism data. I understand which sectors, which countries, which tourists wants to come here. I understand where the aviation airlines are flying, how do we attract more, and that's the aspect that we want to bring together. We understand that one thing in the economy, and how do we push this as well to the aviation, is AI. The artificial intelligence is the most important aspect. Why? Through the movement of the Industrial Revolution over the years, we've seen the movement and the changes of human beings becoming more and more efficient. We are becoming more efficient. Don't tell me none of them guys have AI somewhere, somehow used in the last day or so. And we become more efficient. Now, what happens when a human being becomes more efficient? He becomes more powerful. He becomes more productive. What does it mean in economic term? The more productive the human being is, the more better the economy is. You create more firms and companies that are more productive. So the UAE took on its part to create the AI lab that we're working with the ICAO, that we are instilling. How do we look at the AI used in inspections, the AI used in writing reports, the AI used in aspects of what we do today, and how do we bring that together? We want to make the world more efficient and more aspect when it comes to productivity. Now imagine, I know the ICAO has something where it says one job in the aviation industry on average is 6 jobs in the secondary, let's say, segments. But with AI, I think that number will change. And I think more and more jobs in the aviation, because the aviation industry is a highly productive industry. So one job creates 6 jobs in the outer economy. So what happens is that it is more than 15 jobs in the outer economy. What happens when that one person in the aviation industry can ripple effect even more and more as well for economic aspects. Now this is when we look at economic policies with the aviation policies. And how do we grow this? That's the kind of thinking I'd like to leave with you guys today, to really think about human beings at the end of the center of it. And I always say, the UAE has been a seaport back in the 60s, airport in the 80s and 90s. Today the UAE is a brain port, bringing people together, engaging with people more, speaking about the language of efficiency and productivity, and really leaving these few words with you into your program that you guys are working on and this week and forward. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I wish you a successful end of all.